science. My name is Rahul, I'm major from computer science.
I'm Connor, electrical engineering.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm computer and electrical engineer, or in school to be one at least. So we're team 5, and here's the problem we found. We found that blind devotion to profit can and will lead to more pollution. The profit motive incentives money over other metrics, such as environmental impact. Companies don't really care if they're making money, right? Some don't really care about other things if they're making money, right? Some companies are making the effort, however, many more could be and should be doing more. So for our solution, we came up with a system that uses greenhouse gas sensors and reporters. It uses these sensors to write to a database and displays them in a user interface that outputs the data and shows how it can affect the user or the environment. The main way we would use this data is to integrate with other metrics, such as ESG stocks or environmental, social, and governance stocks, which companies are company stocks that focus on sustainability and environmental concerns, rather than just considering the bottom line. And I'm here to introduce our prototype. Physically, it is really just a breadboard, a flame sensor, to kind of like simulate the sensing of flames and smoke. It also has a DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor controlled by an Arduino Mega and a breadboard, and a nice little box that we made.
We have used Arduino coding to sense the temperature recordings and to also see any flame is coming into the in the surroundings. So we have captured all the data coming from this device using an Arduino script, and we have pushed that configuration to this device, and using a Python script we have pushed all the statistics to a MongoDB server. We have created a database over there, and we'll be collecting the statistics in a delay of 1 second. So like, let's say in any lab we have collective equipments, and every equipment has its own metrics, but we don't have any equipment which collects all the metrics collectively, the metrics of all the equipments. Like, let's say there's some heat condenser, it has its own metrics, and let's say there's some coolant, it has its own metrics, but we don't know, like, collectively when they're working together, how much heat or how much what certain metric, how much they are giving to the surroundings. So this device, it will collect all the metrics, and it will and we push it to the MongoDB server, and we visualize them using the MongoDB charts. And
from the data we generated from MongoDB, we generated the previous charts, and this is a video of how we collect the data from the device.
Go back or you do it in the video.
I think that's a problem. Lab has to have a video to want to play.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
I don't think it's in that.
We'll pause for a second.
The video didn't embed properly in the PowerPoint,
Yeah.
which is a problem that the other group ran into, and we weren't aware that it would work this way.
Don't spend 15 minutes debugging it, guys.
Yeah, just keep going.
Maybe.
Keep going.
You have to just,
Yeah, just keep going.
Perhaps you could explain what the video contained?
No, yeah.
yeah, actually it is a live demo of what we have done. So we had a lighter near this device, and this shows up how the temperature is increasing and how we collect the statistics. And when we move that lighter to this sensor, it will just alert us as there's a fire near to the inside the building or near to the premises where this device is sitting. So all the live demo we have recorded in a video, and that is all about.
Thank you.
We just go through to the next slide.
We can
can be fine if you can stay like this.
Yeah, we'll just leave it like that, same time.
The use cases for this would cover collecting environmental data from companies in a more concise way. Because as of now, from what I was reading, it was very hard to collect all the data as a whole. It required a lot of complex math. Not exactly complex, but very arduous to try and calculate what was coming through from everything. This would be more simple to have a sensor that would tell you and aggregate that data itself and put it through. This would help to also cut down on companies cheating on their emissions, like the Volkswagen emission scandal, where they had a test mode and then a live mode. That with the test mode only passed the test, and the live mode was where it ran everywhere else. The prototype is more of a stand-in for other sensors that could be in it. Something that I was reading up on was a metal alloy detector, which is starting to be used to detect certain gases like CO2, specifically made for those. Those have been around for a while, but that use is more of a novel use, so I couldn't find much detail on the price to implement.
Any questions? Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So just to clarify, are those sensors meant to be used in the built environment or in the outdoor spaces?
No, inside a lab, like let's say we have a data center lab. So inside a lab, we fix this device to a corner so that it will collect all the metrics. It's not outside the building. It's inside the building where the equipment is sitting.
Yeah, so my suggestion would just to stay away a little bit from the heat and smoke detectors, just because they are mandatory in most of the spaces.
Yeah.
And I would maybe focus more on the PM 2.5, the carbon dioxide, the VOCs, and carbon monoxide, and those types of measures that are not really, that maybe might not be monitored in most of the environments. But I think it's a good idea to do.
Yeah, but the smoke detectors just detect the smoke and just alarm you. It doesn't collect any statistics. But this device, it collects the statistics and it will let you know, like let's say company X is polluting the environment in a exponential way, but there is no proven statistics. So once we set up a device there and we collect over a period of time the statistics and we just show it to the outside world, what are the climatic impacts of this organization. So this is how this device works.
How do you plan to get businesses to implement this? Because it sounds like it's a cost and maybe they don't want to be held accountable. And unless you can get everybody to do it, why would they?
It's not that, actually it's okay.
The idea was to link this with the stock market, as I was saying, to provide an index for investment companies that would want to invest in green. And then if they didn't want to participate in this, that would be a red flag to say they don't want their emissions shown. But if a company does want their emissions to be shown like as a selling point for their stock, they would opt into this and show that they are reducing their emissions, how much emissions they're doing.
So who chooses where these devices would be implemented? Because if a company is working in an underhanded fashion, couldn't they put these sensors somewhere that they wouldn't sense anything?
Like,
It's awful to think someone would do that, but we've obviously had
But
scandals
they would.
before. Yeah, they would.
Yeah, that's true.
Just something to consider.
Sure, actually what you said is right, but if you place a sensor where there's nothing gonna detect, there's no use of placing the sensor there and investing it and placing it over there, right? So it is like ethical to place a sensor where you get the results, right? Like if you place a sensor somewhere and you expect results from it and you don't get it right. So you should follow some ethics over there to place the sensor in a right position.
If you want to see the video, judges, I do have it up on my laptop. You have Vivek.
52 seconds if you want to show it.
If you want to see Vivek lighting a lighter, it's very interesting. So we use PyCharm to enable it. Python.
So Yeah,
speed.
there's a close fire, close fire, close fire.
Very good.